From the streets of Chicago to the headlines of the world, you are now tuned into the rhythm of real thought. This is the Daily Mix. 15 minutes of uncut perspective starts right now.
Welcome back to the Daily Mix, y'all. I'm your host, Omari Jahi. Hey, thanks for taking out your little 15 minutes with us today. You know, we really appreciate you being with us. Today, we're learning, we're more or less leaning, I should say, into a heavy conversation. It's raw, but it's incredibly necessary. We've all heard the phrase, keep the faith. But what happens when the weight of life makes that impossible? Today, we are looking at signs of a fading faith. And I want to be specific here. We ain't talking about people who just woke up one day and decided they didn't care. We are talking about believers, people who love God, who trust the process, but then life hit them hard. Maybe it was a devastating personal loss that ripped the rug out from under them. Maybe it was just the exhaustion of looking at the news every single day, watching bad things happen to good people, and wondering, where's the justice? They did what they were taught to do. They got on their knees, they prayed, they cried out for answers, and all they got back was silence. How do you spot when someone's spiritual foundation is crumbling under that kind of pain? Let's talk about the signs of faith that has withered away. Let's get in the mix, y'all. When a believer is hurting, they usually start by asking God why. Why did this happen? Why didn't you stop it, I should say? But when faith completely, questioning stops, and many begin to slice or slide into an inevitable holding pattern, we stop wrestling with God because we've concluded there's no one on the other side really listening. The opposite of faith isn't anger or doubt, it's indifference. When you stop being angry at God and just become numb, our faith has withered. Now, angry means you're still talking to God. Numbness, that means you've hung up the phone. This is the tuning and the turning point for many. We hit a crisis. We prayed with everything that we had, and the worst case scenario happened anyway. Now, here's a scripture, Proverbs 16:25. You guys know the scripture. It tells us that there is a way that seems right unto a man, but the ends thereof are the ways of death. When you are dealing with immense loss, humongous loss, and you've prayed until your voice is gone and gotten nothing but silence, turning away from God feels like the right way to some. It feels like the smart way to some. It feels like self-preservation. Your logic tells you, why keep knocking on a door that won't open? But that scripture warns us about the deception of our own pain. The way that seems right. See, it's a way that seems right, beloved. The road of cynicism, walls up, shutting down the spirit leads to a different kind of thinking. It's the slow death of hope, the death of your joy, and the complete withering of your soul. It's a survival mechanism that ends up starving the very part of you that needs healing. I have to ask a serious question of us. What qualifies our prayers to be heard or even answered by God? You must believe. That's the main thing. You gotta believe. Now, believing and faith are not just for when things are going well in our lives. It's for when things go left and we don't understand why. You have to believe that He's listening and that He's capable. Coming to God with a heart that has already decided He won't answer blocks the alignment required for a response. Look, I don't know your relationship with God, but I know that God is a righteous God and He has a reason for everything we go through. In time, when He begins to share with us the whys, I want you to remember, your time is not His time, and your ways are not His way. Patience is a virtue, and without it, our faith is in jeopardy. But without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For he that cometh to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder to them that is diligently seeking Him. That's Hebrews 11:6. To the cynical worldview, they fixate heavily on the brokenness of this world, using it as a shield to protect themselves from every hoping and believing in the higher purpose again. They never want to believe in it again, and they use these things to shield themselves from believing in it. Their old view of God didn't have room for this much pain. When the math in their theological theories stopped adding up, they threw out the whole equation. When you lose your faith in God, you still have to find a way to cope with this reality of living. The human spirit will look for a new anchor, a fierce, almost aggressive reliance on self, logic, or cynicism. They might adopt a mindset of nobody's coming to save us. We are completely on our own. Watch how they talk about the future. The language of hope, divine timing, and spiritual purpose is entirely replaced by strict pragmatism, survival, and protecting themselves from further disappointment. Now, our time is about up, so as we begin to close out this episode of the Daily View, if you see these signs in yourself or a friend, family member, the worst thing to do is meet them with judgment or religious cliches. When a person's faith has withered because of grief and silence, they don't need sermon. They need a safe place to hold their pain. I'm gonna leave you with this. God allowed the chaos of this world just He allowed it, but he didn't allow it just to turn around and fix it. He is looking at his people and wondering, will they hold fast to me in humility? Humility is recognizing the baseline truth. He is God and we are not. It means stepping off the throne of our own life and allowing him to occupy that space. When we lack humility, we try to act as the ultimate judge of what is right, what is fair, and how the universe should run. Humility steps back and submits to his sovereignty. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from thy wicked ways, then and then only will I hear from heaven and will forgive sins and will heal their land. 2 Chronicles 7:14. The path back to God, y'all, is still open. Walk through and be safe in his arms of protection. I am Amari Jahi, and this has been the Daily Mix. Till tomorrow, peace.
Take care of your mind, take care of your health, and we'll be back in the mix tomorrow at 12 noon. Till then, peace out.